also the author of Anya's Ghost Stories Volume 1 and Volume 2, The Return of the Dead. So, turns out that my friend Fearless didn't really need me at the bookstore, but my husband was needed, so he had to go to the bookstore and pick up the stuff, like the elf, I think. Yeah. So I was pretty much at home, so I was relaxing, crocheting my blanket, watching Vampire Diaries, and then Fearless called me to find out what was going on. He asked me if I'm okay, if there was like somebody, I don't know, break into our house while we were in bed, and he thought maybe someone must have broken into the bookstore, but he asked me if there was anybody at the bookstore breaking in, like I don't know, stealing something. Fearless also asked my husband if Chris gave anyone the key to the bookstore, and Chris said that he did not. So he did not, and it was a little weird. So I'm pretty sure I haven't been to the bookstore last night at all. I was home all day, cooking dinner, taking care of my kitty. So anyway, I'm sure my cat is fine. So anyway, something shitty always happens for no damn reason at all. I hope that you guys. So anyway, we have a new story for you guys tonight. It is called The Crossing Guard at Maple and Third. It's something to do with the spirit of a crossing guard. So this is the new story. So anyway, I pretty much don't have anything else to do. Just working on blanket. So hopefully both blankets will be done soon. Well, I hope you guys are, staying safe, away from some crazy people. Anyway, Chris probably has no idea what was going on. So Fearless told me to tell Chris, my husband, to call him back and something. Fearless was probably being concerned. So anyway, but yeah, so we have a new story. It's something to do with a lot of crossing guards, but this one is something to do with paranormal. So anyway, I got nothing else to do. So Chris has to go to work tomorrow after the church thing. So he's got Fridays and Sundays, which is 2 days. 2 different days, like Friday p.m. and, well, I think it's usually about 2 or 3 hours, and Sunday as well. So my husband is gonna be at Marco's Pizza, so that way he could, get extra access, So he's just trying to provide for us. Me at stay-at-home mom, to a cat. No big deal. It's all good. It's a bit easy, I would, just making sure my husband has food, making sure the house is clean, making sure my cat made sure she had food, and clean litter. So soon we'll have to change the litter again. But anyway, this story is not about the cat or myself or about my husband. So I hope that this makes any sense, and we are going to start with the story. I just hope it does. I don't know why, but it's something to do with spirits of the dead, like crossing guards, cooks maybe at the restaurant, or owners of other business, like business people or whatever. But anyway, enough of that. So let's get started on the story. So anyway, let's just get started. So I just want to say thank you guys for subscribing to my channel, and you guys can follow me right here on YouTube on live stream every 8:30. So let's get started. It is already 8:40 p.m. So let's get started. Please click like, share, and subscribe. Get yourselves something to drink, maybe something to snack on, and let's get started. So here's my husband here. Hey, baby.
Hey.
Are you working at Marco's Pizza like 3 hours or 2?
2 tomorrow, 5 to 7:30.
Okay. Good. So anyway, so my husband works 2 hours now instead of 3. So Fridays from 5 to 7:30 p.m. and 5 to 7:30 p.m. as well. So anyway, let's get started on the story. The Crossing Guard at Maple and 3rd, episode 198 of season 6. Officer Reyes had walked plenty of odd intersections in his career, but Maple and 3rd irritated him on a civic level. The timing was bad, the visibility worse, and signage without following through the problem, because his unofficial coverage for the elementary school 2 blocks away for 6 weeks. He handled the intersection himself before the city found temporarily help. What made Maple and 3rd different from every other risky intersection was not the traffic, it was the woman in the old crossing guard coat who kept appearing on foggy mornings. 15 minutes before first bell, she stood at the curb with a stop paddle tucked under one arm and watched the side street the way experienced safety people watch danger as a thing, likely not hypothetical. I saw her first in the reflected squad car window and assumed some senior volunteer had shown up. Unannounced, by the time he stepped around the hood, the curb was empty. The second sighting came with witnesses. 2 4th graders told him the other crossing lady had already stopped cars so they could get across before he arrived. One of them described her coat accurately enough to turn his annoyance into attention, long yellowed with age, reflective, striping an outdated pattern. No current district volunteer used. The school secretary, when Reyes asked whether any retired guard still came around, looking grim, and said his timing had finally lined up with Mrs. Tally Weather. Mrs. Tally, she explained, had been the neighborhood crossing guard for years before being killed at Maple and Third in a hit and run during heavy fog while stepping into traffic to block a truck from clipping a cluster of children. The kids lived. Mrs. Tally did not. Local parents still left flowers on the corner each November. Some swore they saw a woman with a stop paddle in bad visibility before near misses that somehow never became collisions. My husband just said, next Saturday you need your swimsuit, swim on the lake at Nathan's grad party. And sunscreen. Of course I will. I just need to, down there first. I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna in the camera. I'm just gonna go.
Okay.
But Chris, too. So, why are you laughing?
And there will be food and cake.
Good. I just hope there's healthy foods there too.
There should be. There'll also be probably hamburgers, hot dogs, and ribs.
More like a salad too, because, I'm trying to get rid of this, part here. But I would love to go to a party. And what I'm not gonna say in front of the camera about what I just said.
Okay.
I'm going to, which I won't.
All right. Continue with your story, baby.
So anyway, let's continue. Yes, there's gonna be a party this weekend and going just to honor cousin Becca's eldest son for graduation party thing. He graduated from Job Corps, and I can't wait to do the party and congratulate him and meet Becca's eldest son. So, yes, we need sunscreen. We have a.
We should.
It should be in the closet with. Let's continue on. And we have a guest here, a little kitten, my baby girl. Well, hi, Tally. Apparently, she missing her mommy and daddy, so she came up because she loves hearing my voice. I hope this story actually makes any sense to you guys. Ray is not like legend interfering with logistics, yet he was once attached themselves to real outcomes. On the morning, the old crosser or one delivery driver who later filed a very confused compliment traffic incident. Sharply notable enforcement increase. Once after Reyes had been called half a block away to a fender bender, the crossing guard lane at Maple and Third somehow cleared itself long enough for an entire knot of kids to cross before a speeding sedan. Black, the lady with the old paddle, told them to wait 3 counts longer than usual. Another time, Reyes found a bright orange glove laid on his hood beside a handwritten citation slip from the 1970s. It wasn't a threat, it was a reminder that his own visibility gear was sitting on the passenger seat instead of his body. The first clear encounter came on a morning so foggy the traffic lights looked like blurred planets floating in milk. Reyes stepped from the curb to stop northbound cars and suddenly heard a whistle behind him. A sharp old-school crossing whistle. No district volunteer carried a reflective coat stood in the center line with one hand raised flat, paddle tucked into her side. Cars in the left lane, which had not yet fully seen Reyes, slowed before they should have been able to. The woman's face was older, lined but purposeful, and held that expression common to people whose work depends on having no room for hesitation. Bus mirrors first, she said, without preamble. Reyes looked toward the turning school bus entering from Third and realized the mirrors were throwing a blind angle over a child and edging of the curb. He reached the kid a half second before wheels turned through the space. When he looked back, the woman was gone, and the whistle sound had become the ordinary squeal of bus brakes, hitting the corner as merely underfunded infrastructure, something like that, and from a shared post. He adjusted signal timing requests, painted fresh curb warnings, himself with the public works crew on overtime, and started arriving 10 minutes earlier on fog days without telling anyone why. He also learned to notice what Mrs. Talley seemed to notice: impatient left turns, vans with poor sight lines, distracted parents waving from idling SUVs instead of actually watching children. Cross on mornings when danger clustered thickest. He'd hear the whistle or catch her in storefront glass with the stop paddle raised. She never lingered once the children had crossed. She simply vanished when the immediate risk passed, as efficient in death as she had reportedly been that he respectfully finally approved permanent improvements after a school board parent campaigned a child safety petition in what the public paperwork called an accumulation of near-miss documentation. Reyes didn't put Mrs. Talley in the report. He didn't need to. He simply documented the corner until the living had to acknowledge for free. New flash beacons went in, curb bump outs, improved visibility, additional signage forced slower turns. On the first foggy morning after installation, Reyes arrived early out of habit. Maple and Third looked almost dignified under the light in the reflection of the school windows across the street. He saw Mrs. Talley standing at the curb in her old coat, whistle hanging at her chest, stop paddle lowered at her side. She looked over the updated crossing, nodded once, and then stepped back into the fog until there were flashers. Reyes still pauses at Maple and Third. Patrol no longer by the pool, with no one claiming to have left them. Sometimes mornings, while or another told them to hold. Cities forget practical heroes faster than they deserve. Intersections forget nothing. If Mrs. Talley stays now, Reyes suspects it is from habit more than necessary, but he wears his orange glove every foggy morning anyway. There are worse things than being quietly supervised by the dead when the dead are trying to save children. Wow. This is so tragic. I mean, Mrs. Talley, the old crossing guard, had passed away from a hit and run. What a tragic story. That is so horrible. Don't you think?
Yes.
In 1970s, there was Mrs. Talley.
Yes.
I don't know what city she was from, but she's been a crossing guard for many years, since she was like, what, a young person? Like a young girl, perhaps? Maybe when she was like in her early 20s or early 30s, somewhere around there?
Yes.
Well, it depends. But she did end up getting killed by a car.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope that Mrs. Talley, the crossing guard spirit, was looking after the children before something bad would have happened to them. So if Mrs. Talley's ghost wasn't there, I think the kids would have been hit by a car if they didn't watch where they were going, if they didn't see what was going to happen. So if she wasn't there, bad things would have happened. Aw, there's my baby now. This is my cat Tally. So anyway, so now that the story's finally done and we are going straight to the questions with answers. Sorry about that. I drink a lot of soda, like Diet Dr. Pepper, Diet Pepsi, zero sugar sugar Dr. Pepper, and zero sugar of Pepsi. Sometimes Diet Coke. So anyway, or I drink tea as well. So now that it's 9:00, we're nearly done with this podcast. I hope this made any sense and it broke your heart after hearing this and experiencing a lot of paranormal activity at the Maple and 3rd, the street. I don't know where it is exactly, but this makes a lot of sense. Sometimes it can, sometimes it cannot. But let me know in the comments if this broke your heart after hearing this. Like after listening to this story about the crossing guard at Maple and 3rd. So anyway, let's get started on the questions. We have about 10 questions and 10 answers. I'll try my best to get those answers for you guys. So let me know in the comments if you like this podcast. This channel might be for you, and if you love it so much, please give me a heart, give me thumbs up, and just give me all the smiling face if you love this. If it broke your heart, if you're sad, please give me positive comments, and if you had any experience to this, let me know. Just let me know if the story broke your heart, because it breaks my heart every time I read these stories. So anyway, we are getting closer to the 200th episode. Give yourselves applause that we are getting closer to 200 episodes. I cannot wait. So we have quite a lot of stories left through. I will talk to my friend Fearless about getting more ghost stories, new seasons, new stories. So the show is still the same. So I made it to the first year of getting all the stories read on live streams. So let me know if you guys need more stories. I will be happy to read more stories for you on live stream. So this is the best thing that's ever happened to me since I became the influencer. So anyway, hopefully I will finish reading my novel after this. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you want more stories. If this literally broke your heart, because it's like shattering into a lot of pieces every time I read you guys ghost stories. Okay, let's go to first question, and we'll figure it out about the answers. Would you have believed the children about the other crossing lady? Of course I would. If a child told me that he or she saw the crossing guard, the lady who died back in 1970s, just because she was trying to protect the kids from a hit and run or something, I would totally believe this child. If my child said that he or she saw this person, I would be 100% a believer. I would never ignore my child's beliefs. Like, literally. I mean, come on. My cat has no idea what the hell am I talking about. So, those of you who are watching my show right now, let me know in the comments if you ever had experience with spirits of the crossing guards, like literally, or any other spirits from the past. If you ever did, leave me comments down below, and I would probably reply to you all, especially with the emojis, like smiling emojis, and I would totally reply, "That's amazing story. I believe you guys." I would totally do that. All right, let's go to number 2. Do you think Mrs. Talley stayed because of duty, love, or unfinished responsibility? I think she stayed because she wanted to finish protecting these kids from getting hit by a truck. She stayed because she wanted to make sure these kids did not get hit. She wanted to make sure she got these kids onto the other side of the street without being hurt. So, do you guys think that Mrs. Talley stayed because she wanted to finish her job? Do you think that she was there to protect these kids or to warn them, to warn a lot of people that something bad was going to happen if she wasn't there to protect them? Let me know in the comments if you think Mrs. Talley stayed because of duty, love, or unfinished responsibility. Just let me know what you guys think. I would give you thumbs up, like literally thumbs up. So anyway, I think it's the unfinished responsibility. Okay, same question. Do you think Mrs. Talley stayed because of duty, love, or unfinished responsibility?
Unfinished responsibility.
I agree. So I think she definitely stayed because she wanted to protect the kids from getting hit and run.
Yeah.
Nice kitty. My baby girl. Mommy loves you. I love my cat. I wanted to make sure she didn't go outside and on the street and getting hit by a car just because they didn't see a cat right there in front of them in the middle of the street. I would be pissed off and afraid what was going to happen to her. So that's why we keep our little kitty inside the house, because it's way better. So anyway, I always make sure she is safe. This is why Mrs. Talley, the crossing guard spirit, is there to make sure these kids made it to the other side without getting hurt. I mean, they lived, but she didn't. May she rest in peace of all time. We will remember you, Mrs. Talley, the former crossing guard. She will always be with us no matter what. I mean, I've met a lot of crossing guards. Even when I was in school, there were kids who were actually dressed up like crossing guards. Literally.
Nice.
I mean, when I was a kid, like 3rd grade probably, or 4th grade, I actually have seen crossing guards. It's not just adults, it's also kids. Like preteens actually had permission to be crossing guards. It's just part of their curriculum.
Yes.
Well, it's the after school thing they had to do. Kids always did that. So, anyway, but yes, Mrs. Talley will be missed and remembered for what she has done. Saved the children's lives. Well, like sacrificing herself just to keep the kids alive from getting a hit and run. So, anyway, let's go to number 3. Why are street corners and crossings powerful settings for ghost stories? It's memories, that's why. They're so tragic, and it was a beautiful thing that the crossing guard named Mrs. Talley did. She saved those kids, she saved them because she wanted those kids to stay alive so they can grow up to be an amazing kids, an amazing people, like mature, whatever, succeeding in their future adult lives or whatever. If she wasn't there, these kids would have gotten hit by a car. So I'm so glad she was there to protect them. So may she rest in peace. This story is actually related to real life events. What happened in 1970s will always be a good memory. I mean, when she was alive, she was an amazing crossing guard. She loved her job. She loved protecting a lot of people. So I literally wasn't there when Mrs. Talley, the crossing guard, did her job as go in the middle of the street, use the sign paddle, the stop sign paddle, to stop the trucks and other cars so she can make sure these kids crossed into the other side. Anyway, so let's go to number 4. It's so amazing story, and it's related to real life events. And if I were these people, these crossing guards, I would make sure these children are safe. Literally, especially like second graders. I probably would protect them. I would make sure no cars ever hit a child. So anyway, let's go to number 4. What was more unsettling, the whistle, the reflection, or the invisible traffic response? I think it was the reflection of the crossing guard. So, well, it's not just the whistle, it's also the reflection of the spirit of the crossing guard. I admire crossing guards. It's their job to make sure everyone was got to the other side of the street so they won't get in the tragic accident. I wish I would have been there to see it, what happened, but she did her job. She continues doing that in death, but still, I will honor her by remembering what she used to do when she was alive. Making sure the kids were not hurt. Making sure they were safe on the other side of the street. Like on the curb or something. On the sidewalk, It's an amazing job. Anyone can do it. But I would never actually apply to that. Not really. Doing podcasting is my job, and I love doing it. Okay, guys, so let's go to number 5. We're almost finished with this podcast. We have 5 questions left before I sign off. Let me know in the comments if this makes any sense to you. Was Reyes right to focus on practical safety upgrades instead of proving the haunting? Yes. I mean, if you didn't witness the paranormal activity at the Maple and 3rd Street, he was probably doing the exact same shit. Well, he would have done a little bit different, but if he didn't see it, he wouldn't have done whatever he wanted to be done, like upgrading it. I mean, I'm glad he did the right thing. So, my answer is yes. Here's a question again for you. Was Reyes right to focus on practical safety upgrades instead of proving the haunting?
Yes.
Okay. My husband and I have spoken.
All right.
So, anyway, my answer is yes. Reyes did the right thing. Let's go to number 6. Do you think that new signals allowed Mrs. Talley to step back? Yes, of course. If the new signals didn't get Mrs. Talley to step back, she wouldn't have known. I mean, she's reliving her death anyway. It's like a time loop thing. So I think Mrs. Talley did the right thing by protecting these kids and warning others about the incident that happened in 1970s. Not sure if it's in the beginning of 1970s or in the middle of 1970s or in the late 1970s. We don't know. So I think she did the right thing. Let's go to number 7. Can public safety become a kind of haunting? Of course it can. If I saw Mrs. Talley doing the same thing she did when she was alive, I would be proud. I would literally say to this ghost, thank you for keeping us safe as the crossing guard. You did an amazing job. I hope you found peace. Please continue doing it in death. You are an amazing person. So anyway, but yes, I would be honored to remember you the way you were when you were alive. Those would be my exact words to the spirit of Mrs. Talley, the crossing guard. She was an amazing person. I would definitely say it to her. So, if you have kids, and please remind your kids to tell the crossing guards, thank you for doing their jobs, doing what they were supposed to be doing, like protecting us all, protecting all those kids from getting hit by any vehicles. So anyway, just please thank them. Thank all the crossing guards. Tell them how amazing they are doing their jobs. So anyway, let's go to number 8. Would you feel comforted or disturbed by a ghost crossing guard? I would be comforted, not disturbed. If I saw disturbance, I would probably go crazy. I would probably call 911 or something. But if I wasn't disturbed, I would actually respond to this spirit of the crossing guard. I would probably tell this spirit, thank you for being here, and thank you for your comfort, and I appreciate that. Please continue comforting all those younger children and everyone else. May you rest in peace. May you find peace, and we'll always remember what you've done for us. Those words I would definitely say to the spirit of the crossing guard, but I actually would definitely be comforted. Would you be comforted by a spirit or be disturbed?
Be comforted.
I agree. We all would be comforted by the spirits of the crossing guards. If you ever walked across the street somewhere, like say New York, would you thank these crossing guards?
Yes.
Would you tell them how amazing their job was?
Yes.
Okay, I definitely would. Okay, guys, let's go to number 9. We have 2 questions left before I sign off, and it's already 20 minutes after 9. Wow, the time flies really fast. And I'm nearly almost done with this, so why does this story make ordinary infrastructure? I don't know how to say it. It's kind of weird to sound it out. Infrastructure feel emotional. I think it feels very emotional. If I saw a spirit of the crossing guard, I would feel blessed and happy, not sad, not frustrated, and I would probably just feel protected, comforted. I feel very happy. So I would definitely just tell the crossing guard, I feel comforted and I appreciate what you've been doing. May you find peace no matter what. That's exactly what I would have done. All right, let's go to number 10. If a dead worker kept protecting children at a dangerous corner, how would you honor her? Well, that's a good question. I would probably tell her that I would continue doing the same job as her. I would remember her. I would tell her thank you, and I would continue protecting these kids. If I took that job as the crossing guard, I would continue protecting them. I would make sure I would use the stop sign paddle to stop the cars and let the kids cross into the other side. And then once the kids crossed into the other side, then I would go back to the middle and go flip the sign says go or something like that. I mean, there's 2 words. One is the one that says stop sign, and on the other side it says go. I would probably make sure no child has ever gotten stuck in the middle of the street, and I would probably just make sure these kids were, still alive. I would use that sign paddle, like the stop sign. So, anyway, I definitely would honor her by acknowledging what she has done. I would close my eyes and I would pray to her soul that she is welcome to move on into the afterlife after we would take over her crossing guard job and make sure these kids were taken good care of. Make sure these kids would be safe. Call the parents and tell them to collect their kids in a safe spot, like somewhere in a safe spot instead of in the middle of the street. I would literally watch the kids. I would make sure they held hands with other adults and they would not be taken away from us too soon. So that's exactly how I would honor her. How would you honor the crossing guard?
Same way.
Telling the spirit of crossing guard that they would continue protecting the kids?
Yes.
From a speeding truck?
Yes.
Good. I like that question. I like that answer. Okay, guys, we are out of time, so I just want to say thank you. We are at the end of the 199, well, at the end of this podcast. So I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope this story touched your heart. And I'll see you guys next time on Ghosting with Anya. The new story will be called The Archivist's Coat at the Museum. This is the new one, so get ready. Same time as today, 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'll see you guys on my next episode of Ghosting with Anya, The Archivist Coat at the Museum. So episode 199. So anyway, thank you guys. Stay safe, have fun, stay spooky, and please thank the crossing guards for their jobs. I mean, just tell them thank you for what they've done and tell them that you admire them. I admire the crossing guards as well. I should have said it thank you to them, but I mean, if I lived in New York somewhere, I would definitely thank them. I would appreciate what they've done. So that's exactly what I would have done. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time on Ghosting with Anya. Please click like, share, and subscribe. And thank you very much. May God bless you all. Good night, everybody. Sleep tight.